make a revision from chapter 1 to 10. Shorthand is the writing of words as quickly as they are pronounced, as quickly as they are spoken. Language consists of words. Then what is word? Word is a sound which gives some meaning. Come, go, eat, drink, like this. Then this sound consists of two elements, vowel and consonant. What is this sound? Word sound. When we analyze this sound, there are two elements, vowel and consonant. In the English language, there are 24 consonant sounds, and broadly speaking, there are 12 vowel sounds, 6 long and 6 short. In a word, suppose this is a word. A word consists of vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, vowel, consonant, like this. So word is a composition of vowels and consonants. There are 24 consonant sounds in the English language. Like that. And then we have 12 vowel sounds. What are the 12 vowel sounds? There are 6 long vowel sounds and 6 short vowel sounds. A, E, O, U. A, E, O, A, U. These are the 6 long and 6 short vowel sounds in the English language. These are the consonant sounds. These are the 24 consonant sounds. The words of English language are written based on alphabets. A, B, C, D, like this. They are given some symbols like this. A, B, C, D, E, F, up to Z. 26 letters are there. And the word sound is symbolized by selecting a group of letters from this alphabet chart. Suppose cycle, C-Y-C-L-E, examination, E-X-A-M-I-N-A, that is called spelling. Then how the spelling is constructed? The spelling constructed for a word is not based on sound. It is only a mere selection of letters from the alphabet chart. For example, cycle. It is selected C-Y-C-L-E, cycle. On what basis they have selected this group of letters? We don't know. This C gives the sound of S, whereas here it gives the sound of ik, cycle. L is there, L is there, then Y, E, and here I. It is written Y. Sometimes it gives the sound of E. Suppose fully, li, E. This Y gives the sound of E. Whereas here I. Like this, the spelling structure is not based on the sound. So when we are writing the English words, it takes time. One must have the knowledge of spellings. Otherwise he cannot write. Intelligentsia, suppose. He must first of all know its spelling, then only he can write. Therefore, the spelling of English word is a constraint for quick writing. Therefore, it cannot be adopted for fast writing. The person must be knowing its spelling first. So we will have to memorize the spellings of all the English words. Suppose we say talk, T-A-L-K, L is there, but it is silent. Psychology, P is silent. So one must memorize the spellings of English words. There is no other way. So shorthand is the writing of words as quickly they are pronounced. Ordinary way of writing English words is called longhand writing. Now we want to write the words quickly as if they are recorded by a machine. You know, tape recorder. tape recorder, those sounds are recorded on this part. Simultaneously when the sound has come, it is recorded. We want to record the sounds like that. So what is that? I said word is a composition of vowels and consonants. Therefore, once we write the vowels and consonants, it means that the word is recorded. When we want to write, we cannot take the assistance of spelling structure. Not possible. So, we will have to think of another way of writing the English words. So, we call it as shorthand. Within the shortest time, we want to write it. Therefore, shorthand writing. So, shorthand is a writing device. Shorthand is a writing device. It is a system of writing. Shorthand is a system of writing. Our system of writing is invented by Sir Isaac Pitman. His system of writing is based on sound of the word. As I said, word is a composed of consonants and vowels. So, we have identified the consonant sounds in the English language. There are 24 consonant sounds in the English language. For each consonant sound, he has provided a simple geometric form. So, he has taken from this geometrical. For 24 consonant sounds, how many strokes? 26 becomes one extra. Sound is the same. R. R is the pure consonant sound. Now it is written in two forms, in two ways. Downward and upward. So like this, we have provided the signs or symbols for the consonants. Let us see the features of the consonants. Consonants are the result of audible friction or stopping of breath in some part of the mouth or throat. There are 24 consonant sounds. Based on how the consonants are produced, they are made into 6 divisions: exponents, continuants, nasals, liquids, coalescents and aspirate. The pure consonant sound is up. So, P, B, P, D, J, J, K, G. These are called exponents. F, V, H, G, S, G, Ish, G. These are called continuants. And M and ing, nasals. L, R are called liquids. L, R, Ray. It gives the sound of L. It gives the sound of R. Okay. Ve, Ye, coalescents, and He, two forms, aspirate. So there are 24 consonant sounds in the English language, and they are provided with geometric forms. The size of the stroke, 1/6 of an inch. These consonants are represented by a straight stroke or shallow curve. For a light sound, light stroke is provided. For heavy sound, thick stroke is provided. P, B, T, D, like that. Some strokes are written downward and some strokes are written upward. But a thick stroke is never written upward. The difference between Che and Re. Che is written downward, Re is written upward. Then these strokes are joined without lifting the pencil. P, T, P, K, F, R, L, D, like that. Then come to the part of vowels. There are 6 long and 6 short. The long vowel sounds A, E are represented by a heavy dot, and the long vowel sounds A, O, U are represented by a heavy dash. Similarly, the short vowel sounds A, E are represented by a light dot, and A, U short vowels are represented by a light dash. There are 2 sides to a stroke consonant. Before, and this is called before, and this is called after. Before side, after side of a stroke consonant. This is only an example. You take any one of the 26 basic stroke consonant forms, you take just an example. Then there are 3 places on both sides of the stroke consonant. These places are meant for placing the vowel signs. Therefore, these places are called vowel places. The vowel places will be counted from the point where the stroke begins. For example, N is there. So this is the point where the stroke begins. Therefore, here 1, 2, 3. First, second, third. So there are 3 places close to the stroke consonant where the vowel signs are placed at the beginning, the middle and at the end. At the beginning, middle and at the end on both sides. Okay. They are accordingly called vowel places. First place, second place, third place. Suppose a dot, a heavy dot is placed in the first place. In the first place. Okay. In the first place, you see, these are the places. Okay. In the first place, the heavy dot in the first place gives the sound of A. In the second place, it gives the sound of A. In the third place, it gives the sound of E. Like this. What is vowel sign? The sign for a vowel is called vowel sign. Therefore, if the vowel sign is placed before the stroke consonant, it is called preceding vowel. If a vowel sign is placed after the stroke consonant, it is called following vowel and it should be read after the stroke consonant is read. For example, suppose A. Now, preceding vowel, it should be read first. Isn't it? Before, if a vowel sign is placed before the stroke consonant, it is called preceding vowel and it should be read first. See? A long vowel. A long vowel to indicate that it is a long vowel, I will put like this, and if it is small, I will put like this. So, these are placed on the letters. They are not connected with the shorthand system. Okay. A, up, A, up. Suppose here, first what is its consonant? Consonant is there. Up. Then, following vowel. A vowel sign is placed after the stroke consonant. Therefore, it is called following vowel and it should be read after the stroke consonant is read. So, up plus A, pay. The sound has come. So, in the word, what is the word here? Up. A. The word up, A. There is one consonant and one vowel. Isn't it? There is one consonant and one vowel here. What is the word? Pay. The sound has come. So we pay. It is the verb. Pay. Pay the money. Pay. So its spelling is different. We are not connected with the spelling. We write the word according to its sound and not according to the spelling. We have not taken into consideration the letter Y. So we write the words according to the sound. Word is a composition of vowels and consonants. So we have, suppose we have written the consonant and the vowel. Then the word is written like this. We are writing the words. The shorthand form for a word is called outline. Suppose this is a word, pay. How we write this? We write the consonant first and put the vowel sign. It is called insertion of vowel sign. So, writing the consonant form and then placing the vowel sign. Then it is put together. It is called outline. The idea of our learning shorthand is to write the words as quickly as they are pronounced. So we will have to race with the sound. We will have to devise several methods by which we can compete. We can race with the sound. Therefore, we will find from hereafter the methods by which we can quickly record the sounds. As a first step, we write the shorthand outlines on paper having rules. Rule paper. there will be lines. Now, there are three positions to write an outline. That is, first position above the line, this is the line, above the line. Second position on the line, third position through the line. Like this, we write the outlines of the words. There are three positions to write an outline. First position above the line, second position on the line, third position through the line. The first sounded vowel in a word determines the position of the outline. For example, you say stock. What is the first sounded vowel? So, in a word, there may be consonant, vowel, consonant, like this. We cannot say. A word is a composition of vowels and consonants. So, we will have to find out what is the first vowel sound. There may be several vowel sounds. So, the first vowel sound determines the position of the outline. In which position? Because there are three positions. Okay. So, in this word, what is the first sound? Ta, o. O is there. Don't see the spelling. Sound only. Talk, o, o. So, it is heavy dash. Which place? First place. So, the rule says, if the first sounded vowel in a word is a first place vowel, the outline is written in first position, that is above the line. If the first sounded vowel is a second place vowel, the outline is written in second position, that is on the line. If the first sounded vowel is a third place vowel, the outline is written in third position, that is through the line. These are the rules. Then, in an outline, there may be several strokes. Which stroke should be written in predetermined position? So, the first upstroke or downstroke indicates the position of the outline. The first non-horizontal stroke indicates the position of the outline. Now, let us see the example, talk. Now, talk. When you hear the sound, immediately you can catch the first sound. O. O is the first place vowel. Therefore, the outline for this word is written in first position, that is above the line. Now, there are two strokes, T, K, like that. So, which stroke should be above the line? The first upstroke or downstroke. You will have to imagine the first stroke, T, K. T is the downstroke. So, it should be written in first position. Say, talk. Talk. Like this. Suppose, take. A. Second place. Therefore, T. Suppose, took. Who? Took. So, I have written like this, pointing out that place. Okay. So, the dash all always will not be written like that. It should point. It should point the place. Took. So, this is the position writing. If the word consists of all the horizontals, suppose there is no upstroke or downstroke, then the first horizontal stroke should be written either in first position or the second position. For example, making, suppose. Here, M, K, in. All the three are horizontals. Then, if that is the case, making. The first sound is the A. Making. Suppose, meek. Meek. The first sound is E. But strokes are only horizontal strokes. Therefore, even if that is the third place, then third place vowel, the first sound is third place vowel. If there is no upstroke or downstroke, you will have to write the second position only, because the horizontal stroke cannot be written through the line. Next, Grammalogs. Our idea of writing this system is to record the words quickly, to write the words quickly. Therefore, another device, that is Grammalogs. Frequently occurring words in the English language are called Grammalogs, and they are represented by single signs. For example, they are written above the line, on the line, like that. had, that's all. A, and, the. So like that he has listed some grammalogs, so we will have to follow. R and he are provided with two forms. Which form should be used then? We will set some rules. Initial R is written downward if a vowel precedes. Act. Initial R is written downward if a vowel precedes. And upward if no vowel precedes. Repair. 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 Because there is no preceding vowel. Initial R is written downward R. It is written downward if a vowel precedes, and upward if there is no vowel precedes. Similarly, final R is written upward if a vowel follows, and downward if no vowel follows. Before M, R is written downward. So these are the simple rules at present. Then he. He, when standing alone, downward form is used. Before K, he, hockey, hug, like that, you will have to use downward form. He is generally written upward. Happy, hope, like that. These are the rules in the chapter. Fourth chapter. Fifth chapter deals with diphthongs. A diphthong is a union of two vowel sounds in one syllable. There are four diphthong sounds. I, ow, I, you. I, ow, you. I, ow. These are called angular signs, very simple. These diphthong signs may be attached to the stroke consonants, item, value, like that. Triphone. A vowel sign following the diphthong sound is called triphone. In the diphthong sound there are two vowels, I said. When another vowel is attached, three vowel sounds in one sign. Towel, joyous, diary, etc. Writing of two or more words together without lifting the pencil is called phraseography. Facility, linearity and legibility are the best rules for writing good phrases. Phrases that we write should be facile, easy to write. The outline of the phrase should not go far above the line nor far below the line. And phrases should be legible. These are the phrases. I thank you, I think you should be, he will be. These are phrases. So there will be two or more words. Is I thank you. I, one word form. Thank, one word form. You, one word form. So there are three word forms. So the first word form takes the original position. Then the other forms are attached. But sometimes the first word form may be slightly raised or lowered in order to keep the second word form also in its position. Then I may be abbreviated before K, M, L. I can, I am, I will, like that. Much sometimes, though it is a Grammalog, much is written in full for convenience and for speedily writing. So lifting the hand and going to write another outline, it takes time. So to avoid that, we join. That is the reason behind this. Then he is represented by a Grammalag also. So when standing alone, he should be written with the basic stroke only. So in phrases, medially and finally, you can use the Grammalag he. Then where is written in two ways, downward form and re, vere. We were. Varre is represented by downward form and also Vere. This is we are. This is we were. D is represented by a tick, written downward or upward. Then Adi Bhatdi. Adi Bhatdi should slope a little. What for? Just to secure a better angle. Very easy to write. S and Z are not only represented by the basic forms S and Z, stroke forms, but also by a small circle. A small circle represents this yes, initially, medially and finally. Suppose in a word, initially, medially and finally, the small circle represents this initially, medially and finally. Medially and finally, the small circle represents Z also. Business, lose. Now with regard to L, another rule is there. L is written, L is like this. It is also written downward. L is also written downward. Generally after N and sometimes F, fail, like this. More rules will be followed in future. L when preceded or followed by a circle which is attached to a curve. This L is written in the same direction as the circle. For example, lesson, L is there. Next, S is there, followed by a circle. And that circle is sun. L. The circle is written inside the curve. Now, in such cases, when the rule says L, when followed by a circle, which is attached to it, is written in the same direction as the circle. How you are writing like this? So, L also should be written like this. Lesson. Otherwise, what will happen? If you write upward L, you have to change the direction. So, it is wrong. First it F, here is L. So, as I said, L is written sometimes downward in such cases. With the introduction of small circle as an alternative form to represent the consonants S and Z, we have now alternative forms to represent the consonants S and Z. So, alternative devices are created. The small circle and the basic stroke form. Now, when to use small circle, we have studied. Always you cannot use the small circle. There are certain situations when you will have to use the stroke form only, not the circle. So, in this chapter, we will make a revision of the rules. What are the situations when we will have to use the stroke form of S and Z and not the circle? Initial Z is represented by the stroke form only. Okay. That we have studied in the chapter circles. Okay. Now, when we will have to use the stroke form only, that we will study in this chapter. In the word, when there is only consonant S with a vowel sign, we will have to use the stroke form only. We cannot use the circle because when there is a vowel, we have to put the vowel to the circle. Circle will not have vowel places 1, 2, 3. So, we will have to necessarily, compulsorily write the stroke only. For example, say this A. To put the vowel sign A, we will have to write the stroke only. Similarly, us, us, us. So, when there is consonant S with a vowel, we will have to write stroke form only. Next, in a word, the initial S, when it is preceded by a vowel, this initial S must be written with the stroke only and not the circle. For example, ask. In order to put the vowel sign, we will have to use the stroke form only. Similarly, in the word, if there is a final S and after that there is a vowel, the final S followed by a vowel, then this final S must be written with the stroke form only, because to put the vowel sign. Race. Race you can use safely circle. But race, because the word ended with a vowel, the last consonant is yes. Therefore, we have to use the stroke form only. Then another condition. Initial S followed by a triphone. I have put the sign, triphonic sign. Any triphone, okay. Just I put the sign. So initial S followed by a triphone, then initial S must be represented by the stroke. Science. So initial S is represented by the stroke only, because it is followed by a triphone. Then another case. Initial S, when it is followed by a vowel and another S or Z, then this initial S should be written with the stroke form only and not the circle. Seize. So stroke S is written. It is followed by a vowel and another S or Z. It may be seize, S-C-E-S, suppose, seize. He sees the object, suppose. Is there. Then also you will have to write the stroke S. So, initial S followed by a vowel and another S or Z. In that situation, you will have to use the stroke form of S only. Okay? Next. In the word, finally, as, it is a syllable, O-U-S. Then, before that, there will be a diphthong. A diphthong, any diphthong, one of the diphthong signs. One of the diphthong sounds will come before us, the syllable us. As is having a vowel, and before that there is a diphthong. Then diphthong plus this vowel will become a triphone. So the final syllable us is represented by the stroke only. Joyous. J us. So you cannot write the circle here, because this is a syllable us and there is a diphthong. Therefore, final syllable us, when it is preceded by a diphthong, then this final syllable is should be written with the stroke only. In compound words, for example, saw, bench, two words are there. In one word, there is this. When it is separately written, stroke form is used, isn't it? So in the compound, when it is compounded with another word, saw, bench, it has become. So in such case, in the compound words, the stroke S is retained, because in the separate word, stroke S is used already. Therefore, the stroke S is retained and don't use the circle. Similarly, derivatives. This is the root word. So from this, the seed is derived. In the root word, Z is used. So in the derivative, retain that Z. In compounds derivatives, the stroke form of S or Z should be retained. A large circle represents a swa initially. Medially and finally, it represents ses or ses or zes. It's a combination. Ses or ses with an intervening vowel of A. Beaten sound A. Sweet. Initially it is used. Large circle is initially used for swa. Sweet. Medially possessive for ses. Possess. Possessive. Possessive. Necessary. Faces. Finally. Like this, a large circle A large circle represents swa initially, medially and finally sas with an intervening vowel of a. Sas or zas or its combination, two consonants. If other than a intervenes between two s's, that vowel sign should be indicated or written in the large circle. When you remember the examples, you will recollect the rules. That the large circle cannot be used when in the root word, if there is a stroke s, it should be retained in the derivatives and plurals. Similarly, when the outline is the same for two similar words, then in one word you use the large circle, in another word don't use the large circle.
Races, races.
This is very simple and rare. Steelu and starloop. Steelu, half the size of the stroke to which it is attached. Large loop, 2/3 length of the stroke to which it is attached. A small loop represents steep initially, medially and finally. See, step initially, elastic medially, post finally. So finally, the steelu, small loop represents z also, fused. But the steelu is not used. If a vowel intervenes between s and t, recit, or if a vowel follows final st, tasty or tasty, if a vowel follows a final st, so steelu cannot be used. And a small circle can also be attached to steelu. Then star loop, large loop. The large loop is used to represent star, medially and finally. Masterpiece, medially it is used. Tester, finally it is used. Then if a vowel intervenes, st and r, then large loop is not used, posture. Similarly, a small circle can also be attached to large. A small circle may also be attached to large loop. Masters, masters. See? Masters. Okay, like this. So we have made a revision from first chapter to 10th chapter.